Hello, Nupik. So I wanted to talk this morning about data.numenta.org, which is our Riverview instance. I'm not going to get into Riverview really deep, but there's some data in here that I'm very excited about, and I sort of wanted to show you why, and maybe motivate some of you to work with it because there's definitely some value in the data. So if you saw my HTM engine tutorial that did NYC traffic, you know that this NYC traffic river is where I got all that data. And you can see sort of what this data looks like. Some of it's really bad, some of it's decent. I think I always go to 442. That's a route in the southern tip of Manhattan that usually has a lot of data. It's got almost 4,000 rows of data. Excuse me. So that's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks or so of traffic data. But this is like an aggregated over a route, many coordinates. If you look at the metadata, you'll see here are points along this route, and it's from one point at an intersection to another. But there's some other data in here that I recently found in Minnesota from not something aggregated, but from traffic sensors. I'm thinking about it. Believe these are the ones that are embedded in the pavement. Some type of magnetic sensors that can tell how many vehicles are going over them at any point in time. If you ever see these circles or shapes cut into the pavement, these are traffic sensors. And I think where these come from are those. So this is going to take forever to load. Let me show you in the repository itself or Riverview. I do have an issue filed for this, which is the issue is to add pagination to this feed. And it's not an easy issue, but if anybody wants to help make Riverview better, it'd be really nice not to make this page load so awful, because it's pretty bad. And that's because this river has over 6,000 sensors, if you look at all this data down here. And some of the data is better than others. You can see it coming up on a map, but it's going to take a long time for the map to load. The background of the map hasn't even loaded. There it is. So this is Minneapolis and St. Paul, and it hasn't even loaded half of the traffic sensor locations. So I've got data now in Riverview for all of these traffic sensors, over 6,000 of them, and I want to give you an idea of like what this consists of. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to open a bunch of them and we'll take a look at them. This is going to take a little while because my browser is working really hard right now to map a bunch of stuff on Google Maps, so I'm going to close that tab. Okay. So now so here's an example of one traffic sensor. This one is at this point on Highway 35, and here's the data for it. There's only 23 points of data, which is not so good, but many of them have a lot more. This one has 800. I'm gonna plot all of the available data here. So you can see there's some gaps, there's some good data, some bad data. Here's another one that has a ton of data. Great. And a lot of them look like this. They've got a really good amount of data. So this goes back, each one of these bumps is a day. So the weekend is yellow. Here's a Saturday, here's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And is that Wednesday? My weekend window might be a little bit off. So forgive me, this is actually today, Wednesday. But this is beautiful data. This is the perfect type of thing for HTM to do pattern recognition and anomaly detection on, because the daily patterns are so regular. You see morning rush hour, an afternoon rush hour every day, and you can see it really clearly in this data. And you can also see why it was really dense up until sometime August 7th, because I had the feed configured to pull every minute, but that was really filling up Redis, because 6,000 of these pulling every minute and storing 3 values each took a lot of space. So I changed it to pull every 5 minutes, which I think is going to be fine, because as you can see, we don't need that much data to identify these patterns. So I think it'll be fine in 5 minutes. I'm still kind of working out the resolution, but you know, some of this data is better than others, but there is a buttload of traffic sensor data just sitting out here and ready to be analyzed. So I think it would be really cool to take, let's look like where this guy's plotted, to take one road, for example, or maybe just like 495. Someone take a sampling of all of the traffic sensors along 495. Maybe the whole loop, or the whole, I guess 495 is on the west side and the south, and then 695 is on the east and north, whatever. But just breaking these routes into legs and taking a sample of these traffic sensors and feeding them all of them into different NUPIC models. You know, because I think there's probably over 100 sensors just along the west leg of 494. Excuse me, not 5. So I mean, you could fill up an HTM engine instance with that many routes, or excuse me, that many traffic sensors, and just, you know, let it play out. You see, we've got what did it? How many weeks of data did I say? Not weeks, days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So I mean, a daily pattern should already be established. So if you should be able to start seeing traffic incidents as anomalies almost as soon as it's seen a few days. So this data that we have for Minnesota traffic sensors is much better quality data than the one I used in the HTM engine traffic tutorial. I'm trying to find some more with some higher velocity data. See, that's not bad, and this is only 1,000 points, but it's still useful. It's the ones that have, like, yeah, a few thousand data points that are going to be the ones that learn really quickly. So anyway, I'm really excited about this. All of this traffic sensor data being available for anybody to pull in and use in an HTM engine instance. Create a traffic application that finds that can identify traffic anomalies, traffic incidents before they're reported. That's one of the goals that I was trying to do, and I think with this level of data, it's definitely possible. So I hope somebody will work on that. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to note all of this beautiful data for traffic sensors that I've got just sitting here waiting for anybody to take for free, and it's easy. In case I didn't notice or I didn't tell you, this is all JSON, so just hit that JSON API button and boom, you've got JSON. So it's pretty easy to get this data. You don't need an API key, you don't need anything except you need to know this URL, and you can add parameters on here like since and until with a timestamp to box in the exact dates you're looking for. So good luck with this. I'd really like to know if somebody has more ideas for other public free data that I can feed into this Riverview system, especially of this quality. This is really nice data quality. Okay, see you on the mailing list. Comment below, subscribe. I feel awful. I feel like one of those YouTube geeks. Like, subscribe to my my feed. But you should do it if you're watching. So thanks.